embarking on the journey of self-discovery, have you ever felt lost, seeking approval and validation from the world around you? We often look externally, hoping to find happiness, peace, and love. We believe that true joy comes from achieving certain milestones, thinking that, once attained, our life will be filled with tranquility. Yet, does lasting happiness truly come from external achievements? We all have moments where we feel our soul's tapestry seems incomplete. We turn to romantic partners, believing they hold the missing pieces to our puzzle. This belief that another person completes us is a captivating yet fragile illusion. Amid these thoughts, we come to realize that chasing external desires is like trying to hold onto shadows. Our ego, always hungry for wealth, intimacy, and recognition, is on a constant quest. Yet, these worldly treasures, as shiny as they might be, are but fragments of a grander truth. Our heart seeks more with each fleeting pleasure, suggesting that true fulfillment is beyond what the world can offer. But what if there's something within us, untouched by external desires? A realm that's whole, complete, radiating unconditional love. Alan Watts once said, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." This essence, sometimes called consciousness, soul, or something indefinable, is the heart of our existence, unaffected by life's circumstances. The ego paints a different story, suggesting something's amiss. Yet these beliefs aren't truths, merely fleeting thoughts created by a fragment of our mind. Imagine a state where there's no you wrestling with life's challenges, where adversities simply fade away. In this space, the need to fix disappears, replaced by the letting go of illusions. And in that profound stillness, a realization emerges. Our perceived fears are mere creations of the mind. As these beliefs unravel, we touch the core of our being, a pure essence untouched by harm. Life is a constant journey, and often we find ourselves searching for happiness, for love, for validation. We look around, hoping to find these feelings in places or people. We think that if someone else loves or validates us, we'll finally be whole. But what if everything we've been looking for is right inside us? Imagine a world where everything you see isn't as fixed as it seems. Like a dream where everything shifts and changes. Some people might say it's like a game, where everything is a reflection of something deeper. At the heart of it all, everything is connected. Everything comes from the same source. So, why do we often feel the need to get love or approval from others? It's a common belief. We think that someone else can fill the gaps in our hearts. But the truth is, the love we're searching for is already within us. It's like a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Remember what the philosopher Lao Tzu once said, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. This means the strength and courage we need aren't found outside, but within our hearts. When we feel alone or lost, it's often because we're searching outside of ourselves. We think the world is a big stage where we play a role. But what if the world is more like a painting? And we're the painters, using our feelings and experiences as colors. Think about a life where our relationships with others aren't about what we can get, but about what we can give. Where we connect with people not out of need, but out of pure joy and love. Life is not just about taking, it's also about giving back. Feelings come and go just like waves on the beach. They're always moving, never still. But deep down, at the core of our being, there's a place that's calm and steady. It's a place of endless love and peace, waiting for us to find it. In the end, life's journey becomes simpler. It's not about chasing after things or people. It's about looking inside, discovering our true self. When we realize that we're not just a small piece of the world, but are connected to everything, everything changes. We find love, happiness, and peace right where we are. Deep within us, there's a core and essence that remains constant. Imagine it like a mountain, unshaken by the storms or seasons. It's not something we achieve or acquire. It's who we've always been deep down. Think about your favorite novel. No matter how many times you read it, the plot stays the same, right? The story doesn't change based on your mood or the environment. Similarly, your essence remains untouched, irrespective of life's ups and downs. It's like a scientist's discovery. You see, researchers don't create a phenomenon. They simply reveal what's been there all along. This internal discovery isn't about gaining something new, but realizing and accepting what's always been within. There's a term we often hear, unconditional love. But have you ever really paused to think about it? It's love that's unwavering, untouched by external situations. It's the love a mother has for her child, no matter what. Dive deep inside, and you'll find a reservoir of this love, not for someone else, but for yourself. Think of it like sunlight. It doesn't pick and choose where to shine. It just does. Likewise, this self-love isn't exclusive or selective. It's as natural as breathing. Does this mean we should live in solitude, away from relationships and connections? No, not at all. Think of a tree. While it stands firm in its place, it's always giving shade, fruits, or home for birds. Similarly, realizing our internal love doesn't mean cutting off from the world, but rather interacting without any dependency. There's a beautiful piece of literature by Rumi where he says, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." This means that everything around you, every interaction and sensation, is a reflection of you. Every laughter, every tear, every moment, it's all you. In this realization, there's freedom. When you understand that you aren't separate from the universe, but an integral part of it, love becomes not just an emotion, but your very nature. This essence doesn't sway or falter. It's the bedrock of your being, a love that's truly eternal. Amidst the chaos, and even in moments of deep fear, there's a steadfast love that remains within us. It's like the quiet rhythm of a heartbeat, continuous and undying, providing an embrace for everything that emerges in our lives. Imagine a vast theater with numerous actors dancing, singing, and performing. This love doesn't judge based on the character or role. It simply accepts, letting every performer shine on the stage. But there's a curious character in this theater, one named ego. The ego might scoff at this love, try to belittle it, or even outright deny its existence. However, in an interesting twist, the ego's very being is rooted in acceptance. Without this embracing love, the ego wouldn't even have a role to play. Consider for a moment the metamorphosis of a caterpillar. When it wraps itself in a cocoon, it undergoes an incredible transformation, shedding its old self to emerge as a beautiful butterfly. In our spiritual journey, there's a similar transformation. Our identity, which was once bound by ego, limitations, and societal expectations, undergoes a change. As we shed the layers of ego, we find true liberation. We reach a state where our happiness isn't tied to material possessions, nor do we hunger for others' validation. Have you ever gazed at a child's drawing? In its innocence, it's perfect. The child doesn't doubt or second guess. However, as we grow, the mind starts to play tricks. It sketches shadows of doubt, coloring our perspectives with fears and limiting beliefs. This same mind that once marveled at life's simplicities begins to question our worth. But what if we could erase those doubts? What if we realized that these beliefs, these whispers of inadequacy, aren't inherent but have been painted onto us over the years? It's as if we've worn costumes handed down from generations, forgetting our original attire. The journey of self-love is about removing these costumes and recognizing our inherent worth. It's said that sometimes the treasure we seek is buried right beneath our feet. What if everything we've been searching for outside is already nestled within us? Just like how a rose doesn't rely on external validation to bloom, we have the innate love and worth that doesn't require external approval. A transformation takes place while we recognize this. The mind starts to unlearn the constraints, and the heart rediscovers its rhythm. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about stripping away the veneers to reveal the genuine self. So, as you navigate life's labyrinth, remember that the love you seek isn't distant or elusive. It's a warm glow inside you. The external world merely reflects the love you have within. The journey then is not to a new destination, but a return to a love that's been ever present. Now, let's delve into practicality. Think about a time you felt inadequate or sought validation. Perhaps it was a workplace where you endlessly tried to please a demanding boss, or maybe it was in a relationship where you constantly adjusted your behavior to be accepted. In these moments, instead of looking outward, what if you paused and took a deep breath? Inhale and imagine drawing energy from the core of your self-worth, reminding yourself that your value isn't determined by external validation. Consider the act of journaling. It's a simple yet profound way to connect with our innermost feelings. Begin by writing about instances where you felt dependent on external factors for happiness or validation. As you write, visualize these events as waves crashing on your boat. Then, in a subsequent entry, reimagine these situations, but this time, focus on your internal compass of self-worth guiding you. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your reactions and a deepened connection with your inner self. Another practical exercise is the mirror talk. Every morning, stand in front of your mirror, look into your own eyes and repeat, "I am enough, and the love I seek is within me." It might seem simple or even trivial, but this affirmation reinforces the deep-seated love and worth inside you. Lastly, always remember to surround yourself with positive reinforcements. This doesn't mean only people who praise you, but individuals who see and acknowledge the real you. Those who remind you of your inherent worth, especially when you forget. It's like having fellow navigators on your boat, ensuring you trust your compass. In essence, the journey of life might be filled with storms and calm seas, but with our internal compass of self-love and worth, we're equipped to sail through. The voyage becomes not about reaching destination, but enjoying the journey with the assurance that we carry our anchor within. Now, I have some exciting news to share with you. We can introduce memberships with exclusive perks. To join, simply click the join button next to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time.